Hi everybody, JB here from Just TCG, and today is a very special day because we have finally unlocked the Destruction Fang Theme Deck. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the theme deck and then we'll play a couple of matches to sort of show off what it can do. But let's start with a general idea of what Destruction Fang does. So as the name might imply, it's basically a high attack, do a ton of damage deck. You've got, it's basically full of dark monsters, mainly one or two psychic Pokemon in there as well. But yeah, mainly it's just about putting lots of damage down as quickly as possible, getting ahead and staying ahead. This deck doesn't do well at coming from behind, so you have to basically just start off fast, and if you stay ahead, if you get ahead, it's very good at just shutting down your opponent. Let's have a look at the cards then. In terms of the Pokemon, we've obviously got some dark Pokemon. So Houndour, nothing special about him, but the evolved forms Houndoom, 30 for Fire Fang. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Burned is one of the special conditions that I wasn't aware of, but it deals 20 damage between turns. However, you flip a coin, and if heads, I think it's if heads, the status is cured. If tails, it stays on. So it does double the amount of damage poison does, but there's a chance that it comes off. And it just gets cured. And then Puncturing Fangs is just ridiculous. 90 damage, and it's not affected by resistance. It's really strong. And then we've got Dino. So Dino is just, again, a basic Pokemon, 20 for 2 energy, 60 for 3, but it might do nothing, so it's just something you have to be aware of. But here's where it gets good. So Zvylus does 30 for 2 energy, but the double hit can do up to 120 for 3. However, it can still do nothing, so it's a bit of a gamble. But it's Hydreigon, which is the really good. No, it's probably the best Pokemon in the deck. Weed Out means that you can just discard some of your bench Pokemon to leap up 2 spaces, just in case you've made a mistake and you don't want them on the bench anymore. But Dark Destruction, 120 for 3 for 2 dark and a normal. You may discard an energy from this Pokemon. If you do, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's it. This is such a good card. In the context of the Gold Trainer Challenge, so I'm very excited to hopefully get the Hydreigon and go from there. Then we've got Mawil, Steel, but it doesn't really matter. That's not why it's in the deck. It's for this ability called Family. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Really good as your first Pokemon out. Just 1 energy call for Family, really fill up your bench and go from there. And then Crunch, 30 for 2 normal, flip a coin, if heads, discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. It's alright, but that's not really what we're going to use it for. Stuffle, 70 health, flop, 30 for 2 normal, that's quite good, but again, it's the evolved form we're using it for. Beware. Dangerous Blow, 60 plus for 3 normal. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, this attack does 60 more damage. Really, really good. Really good. Can really shut down your opponent if you begin to get on a roll. But Rake It In. Rake It In's a really good ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. It's basically a Howl or Tierno on a stick on a Pokemon. It's really good. Yeah, just the power level of this deck compared to the 3 basic theme decks is just off the charts. So next we have Oranguru. The ability is, once again, very good. Once during your turn, you may draw cards so you have 3 cards in your hand. It's really good because you will occasionally just run out of gas, even though there's plenty of cards in the deck that helps you draw more cards. But this is always good, just if you ever feel like you're losing your grip on the game. Instruct's really good. And then Psychic, 60 plus for 3 normal, but it does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it will always do about 80 to 100 usually. So that's really good. I like Oranguru. There's only one in the deck. Salandit, 60. And just one Psychic to burn your opponent's active Pokemon. We talked about burn already. Doesn't look that strong, but it's the evolved form that's really good. Salazzle, the evolved form of Salandit. Nasty Plot, search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them into your hand. It's really good, but it's the next one that's even better. Severe Poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 4 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. 40 damage a turn instead of 10. That's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane for 1 energy. Incredible. Okay, let's get to the trainer cards. Rescue Stretcher. Put a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Yes, you're almost always using this as to put something into your hand. It's very rare, I think, that you'll use the second ability, but it's nice to have all the same. Nest Ball. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Really good, in my opinion, Nest Ball. Because there will be times, there's lots of evolved Pokemon in your deck. So there'll be times where you have the evolved form in your hand, but no basic Pokemon. And this is really good for searching it out. Timer Ball. Flip 2 coins. For each head, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Again, really good, because sometimes you won't have the correct evolved form to go with your basic Pokemon that might be out. Timer Ball's really good at searching those out. An average of 1, sometimes it will let you down, sometimes it will really help you. So again, quite a strong card, and there's 2 of them. Switch is just switch. It's alright. Escape Rope. Each player switches their active Pokemon, but on their bench Pokemon, your opponent switches first. Which is good, because it means you can react. I don't think this card would be playable if it was the other way around, but because it's them going first, you can then counter whatever they choose. Great Ball. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal the Pokemon you find there, put it into your hand. We've seen this before. It's a good card. Energy Retrieval. There's a couple of discard effects in our deck to get a greater effect, so I think Energy Retrieval's quite good. Sophocles. Right. Here we go, the supporters. Discard 2 cards from your hand if you do draw 4 cards. It's a good effect. You're effectively just discarding 3 to draw 4 because you're discarding Sophocles as well. But yeah, it's a nice filter if your hand's chock full of cards you don't want. Howl, like Tierno, draw 3 cards. Professor Kukui, draw 2 cards. During this turn, your Pokemon's attacks, do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Really good effect. That boost you get is often really relevant. Wishful Baton. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, move up to 3 basic energy cards from that Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. Really, 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 really strong in this deck, because this is all about getting ahead and staying ahead, and Wishful Baton helps you stay ahead by sticking all the energy, the resources that you've put onto your current Pokemon onto a new one, so it can just keep on completely dominating. Really, really good card. EXP Share, we know what that's all about. Also a good card. And then the energy. 12 Dark, 8 Psychic. I think that's a bit too weighted towards Psychic. I think I'd be happier with a 13-7 or 14-6 split, because there's only one Pokemon in the entire deck that requires Psychic, and it only requires 1 Psychic energy. And with all the card draw, I think 1's just a bit too much. 8's just a bit too much. I'd be happy with 6 or 7, I think. But that's the deck. Let's get straight into the action. Right, so I just thought I'd show you the Destruction Fang deck against a few AI opponents. We'll start with Zac, because I think Zac is actually one of the harder AI opponents we've come up against so far. Looking at our hand, we have a Houndour, we have a Howl, and we have a Switch. So hopefully the Howl will draw something good. But we'll put Houndour onto the field and go from there. Oh, Licky Tongue. Okay. So there's a Beware. If we could get the... Is it Stuffle? Yeah, if we get Stuffle, that would be great. But let's see what Howl gives us. Howl gives us another Howl. Sure. Okay. But in the meantime, we're just gonna pay an energy and pass. And this is what I was talking about with those 8 psychic energies. It's not exactly what we're after. There's a Nest Ball, but we'll play the Howl first. There's a Zvilus. Okay, we'll play the Nest Ball. With the Zvilus, I think we want to get the Dino. We also could get the Stuffle. Yeah, we're gonna get the Stuffle because we've got another Nest Ball that we can play. So we'll get the Stuffle and we'll get a Dino. We will then also play the Great Ball. We can get a Salandit, which looks good. There's all dark energies. But we'll get the Mawil. Then we'll play the Mawil onto the bench. Then we will look at this Beware for next turn. Zvilus would be good, but for the time being, I'm just going to put a Psychic onto Handour and Darkness Fang for 20. But we do need to be a bit careful. There's a double colourless. We are in trouble. We are in trouble if we don't draw anything good. There's an Acrobike. Okay. Lunge does hit. Okay. So we're going... Jeez. We're going to evolve the Stuffle into the Beware. And then, yes, we would like to draw 3 cards. There's a Dino. There's a Houndoom. We can also evolve this Dino into a Zvilus. Stick a Psychic Energy on because we're full of Psychic Energies, but not a lot of Dark Energies. And then we will Puncturing Fangs for 90. So a good start. You know, because that Licky Tongue, if that evolved into Licky Licky, we'd have been in all sorts of trouble. Okay, we've got the Rescue Stretcher just in case. Don't need to switch for the time being. There's Zvilus. We're really waiting for Hydreigon. So we're going to prep for the Hydreigon. And then Puncturing Fangs. And this is what I was talking about with the deck. Once it gets ahead, it stays ahead. And there's just a slash for 30. It's not... And there's the Hydreigon. That's what I'm talking about. Don't want to use the ability. I think it's just... Yeah, it's too dark. So we're going to put the energy on here. And then we're going to Puncturing Fangs for 90. So we're at the stage now where even if they do... Like, Zach does deal with the Houndoom here, we've still got the Hydreigon as backup. Like so. So we're going to put the energy on here. We're now basically looking for a Salandit. Don't want to play another Houndour, there's no need. But yeah, Puncturing Fangs for 90. Another Farfetch'd with a slash would do it for him. But yeah, this is it. And here it is, a Wishful Baton. So if Houndoom now dies, I could switch these 3 energy all onto Beware. incredible. And there's another Stuffle. We don't need another Stuffle because there's only one Beware in the deck. There's a Tool Retriever, but no one's got a tool. And there's an EXP share. And that's it. Last game. And there's the 4th star on Zac, which means that not only do we get another Poke Token, we also get a card pack, which is really good. And MVP, of course, Houndoom. So, here's another match against Mick this time. Again, just to really showcase the power of the deck. We've got a Dino, a Houndour, and a Stuffle. We're going to start with Dino, and then have the Houndour and the Stuffle to back it up. The reason why we're starting with Dino is because we've got the Xvilus in our hand. And there's a Torkoal. Torkoal can be a bit of an issue, so we just need to respect that, really. Okay, so this is a Victini. Me first, draw a card, sideboard for 20. So we're going to put an energy on, and then do nothing for now. We don't want to evolve him to Xvilus just yet, because there's not much chance of Dino dying. There's a Sidebolt. Just a reminder that Sidebolt does have the paralysis if it's heads. Combusken, so the Torchic has evolved into Combusken now. Just needs to be a bit careful of that. But in the meantime, there's another Stuffle. Evolve the Dino into the Xvilus. Don't play a Dark Energy unless I absolutely have to. And then Headbutt for 30. Here we go, another Sidebot. Hopefully no paralysis. Again, get a little bit lucky there. There's a Salazzle. And, you know, this deck is about getting ahead and staying ahead. And this is an example of what might happen. Because sometimes if you don't have an awfully fast start, like, you can get exploited. And if our opponent was faster, I reckon that we'd be in quite a bit of trouble. But thankfully, nothing bad's happening. Now, we could go for the safe option and Headbutt for 30 and wait another turn, but I want to get a double hit. 25% chance of it doing nothing. But we get there. Ignore the connection. Everything's absolutely fine. Yeah, sometimes the internet's a bit slow, but that's okay. Blacksmith. So, the return of 2 fire energy. And this Combusken's looking a bit scary. As you can see, spot 3 energy on it now. I don't know if he's got the stage 2. I'm not entirely sure what the evolved form of Combusken is. It's after my time. But yeah, we're going to now evolve the Houndour into the Houndoom just because we can. We also want to stick a Psychic Energy onto it just to get it ready. But again, we don't exactly have a lot of backup. But luckily, we are slightly ahead. 25% chance of KO. 25% chance of doing nothing. So another solid 60. And he's still doing nothing. Good for us. I'm going to stick another Psychic Energy onto the Houndoom. But again, just nothing's happening at the moment. It's always an issue. We'll get the KO though, which is nice. We'll get another prize and hopefully get a Dark. There's a Wishful Baton. Okay. That's good. But I don't want to use the Wishful Baton here because Well, we can put the EXP share onto Houndoom, and hopefully that triggers first. I'm not entirely sure what the order is. I think you get to choose. And then double hit. Again, just a solid 60. I'll take that. I'll take that. But we really want Hydreigon. Team Flag Grunt. Oh no. Okay. There's Hydreigon, but it's not doing anything. It, like, if I evolve it, I can't attack with it. So instead, I'm just gonna headbutt. I might be forced to evolve it next turn. Again, not what we're after. Let's see if we can find a Beware. And this is what I'm talking about, like, with the Timer Ball and the deck tech. Sometimes it does really help you, and sometimes it's just awful. If we used Time Ball and it was successful, we could have got a Beware, evolve one of our stuff, we'll draw 3 cards and look for a Dark Energy. Or any energy, really. But instead, we're now just having to resort to Headbutts. Which isn't great, but there's a Dark Energy. It's a bit late, but I'll take it. There's another Torchic, evolving into Combustion once again. And now, let's go for another Timer Ball. 2 tails, this time 2 heads. We don't need a Hydreigon right now, but I'll take a Beware. Ooh. I'll take 2 Bewares, actually. Reason being that I'll evolve this Beware. This stuff will into Beware. Draw 3 cards. Do I get to... No, it doesn't say you can only do it once a turn. So if I can evolve 2 Stuffles to 2 Bewares, you can let me draw 6 cards? You are. And here we go. This is now what I'm talking about. Once you can just get it going and really get it going, it's very difficult for the opponent to catch up. Not yet, because we want to stick a Psychic Energy, because there's not enough Dark Energy in the deck, in my opinion. You may choose an energy to discard. Don't want to. And there's another Dino. There's a Fiery Torch. Just desperately trying to find something. Quick Attack will do some damage. A nice, sweet 40, but Hydreigon's got 160. Now, let's say that the game was even. This is where Sophocles and Entry Retrieval could be so great. So I'll play Sophocles, discard 2 energy, draw 4 cards. Then I could play the Energy Retrieval to get those 2 Dark Energy back. That's just really good. So you've effectively discarded a Sophocles and an Energy Retrieval to draw 4 cards. That's really strong. In the meantime, we'll evolve this. And then put a Dark Energy onto Houndoom. And then Dark Destruction for 120. And this is how the ability works. You can discard an energy to discard 1 from him. We're not going to do it. So there we go. You will get punished for slow starts, but we didn't get punished there. And once the deck gets going, it really gets going. But it only has trouble getting there. But when it does, it's absolutely devastating. So that's all from me today. In the next episode, we will be taking on Tyson. Before I take on Tyson, though, what I'll do between episodes is I will just beat all these trainers that we've played before with the Destruction Fang deck. and then we'll take on Tyson. And I think we'll just keep on. We won't show every battle from now on. We'll just show like one of the decks. I'd like to keep on using the Destruction Fang deck, to be honest. The hope is that in the future we can get enough packs and enough event tickets that we can finally start showing some PvP stuff. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. As always, if you enjoy this content, remember to leave this video a like so that more people can find it. If you want to see more trading card game content, including the Pokemon trading card game online, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and of course Magic the Gathering Online, click subscribe and click the bell for more notifications. In the meantime though, I've been JB for Just TCG, and I will see you in the next episode.